Welcome back to the channel, guys. We are here at Road Atlanta for round 2 of Formula Drift. We are all set up. We have a driver's meeting shortly here. We have practice in like 2 hours. The weather's a little iffy, which it does in Atlanta sometimes. It'll rain, it won't rain, it'll be hot, it'll instantly rain after it's hot and be real muggy. So we're ready for whatever it throws at us. Yeah, we're excited to get some points at this round. We were pushed back into seeding after Long Beach because we didn't advance at 32. And now's our chance to stack some of those seeding points, move into top 32 with points and confidence to go forward and get to the podium or get as close as we can. Everything's ready to go, the car's good. Also, we're gonna get to drive Grid Life a couple laps if everything works out with the weather, with the other Supra. So that should be fun as well. So looking forward to a great weekend. We'll share some of this with you guys, and then we'll also bring you along for a couple other rounds. So this is gonna be a really cool episode. Stay tuned.
We got Austin Mata, Dan Burkett. Here we go, Austin Mata, Dan Burkett, Rad Dan, and Austin coming down the hill. There we go, initiating that first outside zone. There's that inside clip number 1. Both these guys getting too close. They're going kind of back and defaulting back to yesteryear when the pressure cooker is on. All right, there goes Austin, really riding the edge. Good execution there. That's what we want to see right there. Dan Burkett, of course, beautiful looking Mark IV Supra. He needs to mimic that angle though. Diving in, great proximity, but that overhead camera, so there they are again.
Down the hill. Here we go, this
Gets that moment, but Dan Burkett initiating Rad Industries, Mark IV Supra. Wow, Austin really getting buried in the smoke, ripping up into outside zone 2, now into outside zone 3. Austin just back there quite a bit, and this is what you're talking about, that that opportunity for that chase car. Dan is putting the car in the right places. These guys are really
Dan Burkett will get down there, but Dan Burkett initiated.
all right. Well, here we go. What do we got? Austin Mata, Dan Burkett. Austin Mata gets the win.
The guys are gonna mess with a little bit of caster in the front of the Supra. I don't know how it is where it is actually, because we had some notes, but regardless, they'll get it fixed and in a better spot, which should help with the front end being so awkward on that car. Meantime, we are walking back to the FD side of Road Atlanta, which is quite a long walk, and we're gonna eat some breakfast that they got for us real quick. And then we're going to get my helmet, get the suit, get what we need, some cameras, come back over here. So, I don't know, we got an hour, but we're gonna take every bit of that. I think hopefully the guys get the car ready in time. Okay, so our weekend was cut short, guys. I'm trying to stay as positive as I can. I'm happy to be out here. We're representing our partners and sponsors, and we did get to drive Road Atlanta. If you go back and watch the footage, maybe we'll put some of that in there for you guys. We battled Mata in our seating for our first, battle of seating, what would have been our first battle of seating, and it ended up being our only battle of the weekend. He did his lead that was much slower than my car, but I just stayed on him the whole time. He got really close to spinning out at the top of the keyhole, and I managed to keep my car in drift, but I was a little shallow because of coming out of 2 to 3. I was gonna hit him, and so I kind of jabbed the foot brake, and it put me a little on the inside. There's mistakes on my part, but I was on him the whole lap. Then I do my lead lap, very similar line to his with some mistakes, but I did my own version of them. I don't know what you want to call it. I had a bus length on him and multiple spaces, and he caught up and then cut the line twice. And then all the judges unanimously went to Mata, and I don't understand it. I'm so frustrated. It's the most gutting feeling, but there was positives. We got to drive the other black Supra on the Grid Life layout for the whole thing, and Grid Life was a really fun experience here. Unfortunately, it's raining today, so we chose not to jeopardize either car and do that. We're gonna move on to the next round in Orlando. We just gotta have the grit to keep trying, because right now it doesn't feel like you want to do that, but that's what we gotta do, because you can't give up. You just gotta keep pushing. So hopefully you enjoy some of what we can share with you this weekend, and then we're moving on to the next round, guys. So come on, let's go to Orlando. All right, so we're getting our spare engine ready to put back in the trailer. We had a spare in there, but it didn't have the BC 272 cams that we're running this year. So we pulled that spare out, it's over there. This is last year's bottom end, so it'd be a good spare. And then that's last year's head. That just came back from the machine shop. They went through it, did a valve job, got everything dialed back in, because the head will kind of get a little bit more worn than the bottom end will, for sure. Not a little bit, it's a lot more. And then we set it up, lashed it for 272 BCs. We got a fresh head gasket put on here. We just cleaned that deck surface. Nick just cleaned the deck surface on the head. Then we're gonna set it on here, run the rest of the studs in, and torque it down, put the cams in, put a fresh timing belt. We also updated the front here with the V2, new version of the water inlet alternator bracket, and just kind of checking over, but hopefully we never touch this, we don't use it. It's there in case we do, and it's a replica of what's in the car. AMSOIL. Put a little bit of that on our cam seals. Put a little bit of that on the globes of the cams. We're good. We got this motor all assembled and we're gonna let Nick tell you everything about it.
Yeah, we got it all together. It looks good. Looks like a 2J.
There you guys go. Perfect drop-in spare if we needed it. It looks like a 2J, and we're gonna wrap some plastic around it. Then we're gonna throw it on this little stand that we made so it can hide out in the trailer in a spot. And yeah, if there's anything other exciting stuff, we'll share it with you guys today, but I think this was like the major part of what we needed to handle today. Guys, we're in beautiful, sunny Florida right now. We're getting ready for practice in about 1 hour-ish. I think we have a driver's meeting here pretty soon. What do you know? It's gonna be up and down probably all weekend. So we're gonna get like wet practice, patchy practice, dry competition is probably what'll happen, or vice versa. But either way, we've been here before, so let's make the best of it and have some fun out there on the track. All right, so we're gonna have a look at the layout is changing a little bit, and we're gonna look at it, show you guys. We thought the track would be a little more wet than it actually is. So the track is drying up quickly. There was a lot of rain a second ago, now it's real hot. But as you look at the inner clips, you see inner clip 1 way up in the distance, hard to tell, but let's see this one here. We now have a box similar to what we had at Road Atlanta this year. So apparently all tracks this year are gonna have these boxes, and they want you to be off of the inner clip enough to have the side of whichever side of your car is passing the inner clip. They want that tire centered in the box, so that would put your car, you know, 2 to 3 feet off of that clip depending on how long the front of your car is, and that gives the chase driver a little bit more room to be in the pocket. 3, 2, 1 cone for initiation down there. You'll see white lines all the way across the track. Now as like a fan that's watching or someone here in the grandstands, you can see if the person initiated by 3, 2, or 1, or if they failed to initiate by the last cone. So pretty good.
Out front, that Kenneth Tires BMW. As look at Novak, quick, look at that expedition getting to that angle, that rate to angle. Oh, coming down that power line, Nick Novak straightens out. What's going on with Novak? Straightens zone, and look at Nick Novak. He knows he needs to apply the pressure. There we are with the grime cam into that first inside clip. Dan Burkett tightens it up. Novak, he's twisting the screws on him. You can see bring it on in. Nice job in the crease goes Burkett. Look at right in there. I mean, just set it and forget it, baby. Put a good lead run out there. Let the chase car do whatever they may. So there's Dan Burkett. He will advance on Nick Novak's fate. overall event. So I'm expecting a pretty aggressive run here from Dan Burkett. Oh, buddy. Oh, Jack Shanahan snaps back. Looks like he got into a tussle with the ball. Oh, and so does Dan. So there we go. So both these guys.
Hey guys, so today's Saturday, another kind of wet, damp, and probably dry later, so we're probably gonna get best of both, wet and dry drifting today, but practice is about to go down. It currently is damp. Track has some patchy spots. After seeding last night, we went out in top 8 and we will be driving Matt Field today. So that's gonna be an all-in type of battle, but they all are like that. But Matt's an aggressive, we all know Matt Field. So let's make the best of it and have fun, and let's put Matt back in the trailer. That's what we all think, but let's do it. Okay, let's go, guys.
Has the making of to be a champion, and there we go. Rad Dan says, here you go, I'll show you what I can do. Like you said, he rose to the occasion. Here goes Matt Field in that power rally. Good placement, minimal corrections, those white wheels sticking out like a sore thumb, and Dan absolutely bulldozes into the side of the
Sad but true, we did not win our battle against Matt. I think I did a really good chase behind him, but he started to have like a slight lift on throttle right as I was trying to close a gap. And there wasn't a big gap, but I bumped him right as I think he was saving his car from passenger rear, kind of dipping up onto the bank on outer zone 2. In the moment, didn't realize that's what he was doing, and I was just like, I'm gonna get up onto him and touch him right here, or damn near touch. And then he breathed throttle, I bump him. Then he really breathed throttle, I bump him again. And that kind of didn't go so well because then he had his bobble there. So then after that, he took judges deemed it a 10-minute, it's my fault, so he gets 10 minutes to check over his car. He comes back, I'm waiting, and I did my lead, but he just played it safe, and since I had a deficit, and it wasn't my best lead lap of the day or the weekend, but I pushed so hard. Hopefully it was exciting for you guys. I did have fun up until that moment. We gotta come back again and push harder at New Jersey, which will be our next round. I think it's in 3 weeks from today. So we'll be heading there in less than 3 weeks to go to drive to New Jersey. A lot of positive vibes going into that. We could easily push through wherever we start, seeding or not. We could push through to wherever we need to be there. So next time we'll meet up, the remainder of this video, we will be in New Jersey at Englishtown. See how that round goes. We have made it to New Jersey. We set up the pit. We got the car on jack stands. We're going through it, making sure it's ready for race day practice and race day tomorrow. We get another chance to chase those points and see how we can do. Say hi to all the fans. It's gonna be an exciting weekend. So we have a fuel pressure dropping issue, and we want to diagnose to see if it could be a regulator, could be fuel delivery from the pumps, could be leaking at where the hanger is in the tank, could be fuel filter blockage. We don't know. So what we have here is a cylinder leak down test, and we can regulate how much air. So what we're doing here is trying to replicate the amount of boost that we run in the car, and then we can fire up both fuel pumps and see if it's like the diaphragm in the regulator. If it is, we would put 30 something to 3-4 pounds of boost into the regulator, and we wouldn't see a rise in fuel pressure. But if it isn't the regulator, it will try to compensate, and then we'll know it's somewhere further down the line. So we're starting here, and we're gonna work our way to the back of the car. This is our run up, and you initiate into outer zone 1. It's an extremely short zone. You shoot across the figure 8 of this track, kind of launch onto the concrete, then back onto asphalt, throw it into outer zone 2, which is a really long zone. If I'm not mistaken, we're gonna have a change on the inner clips, and we're gonna be running a box like we did at the other couple rounds. So as suspected, we're gonna be not as close on the inner clip. So there's only one inner clip. They want the left side of your car front wheel to cross right through the middle of this box, then head over to outer zone 3, and that finishes off the course. Pretty simple course, but it's very fun because lots of room for close proximity tandems, and the crowd is right here and right here, so it's a fun track. Not as high speed as some of our other tracks, but I can't say that I don't like it. I really like this track. Glad to be here, excited for this weekend. Almost ran you over. I literally moved, and a minute later the tree fell. I was videoing and I freaked out and stopped pressing record. How fucking scary was that? I was watching it, I'm like, put it in gear and drove away. And like his car must have quite a bit of that. Oh. So New Jersey got a little wild yesterday. We were going out for practice around like 6 o'clock, 6:30. It got dark all of a sudden. Tons of weather came in. Rain and wind hit like immediately, and they claim it was a tornado. Like we didn't see the actual twister of the tornado, but it did a lot of destruction in the pits. It ruined lots of people's tents. I'm pretty sure no one was seriously injured. Could be slightly wrong on that, but I have not heard about anyone being injured. But it did destruction everywhere you look. It even, a tree fell on Jeff Jones's car. It's wild. Like we've never seen that kind of destruction before in all the years of FD, but I guess weather has a mind of its own. So we were supposed to do seating last night. It got postponed. It did not happen because so much mayhem here at the track, and let's do our best, see how far we can take it.
Dan Burkett, Osoli here, coming through the start chicane. No cones hit, no cones hurt. All right, that Mark IV Toyota Supra, great looking vehicle. It backs it in, hits that wall, bounces back. Osoli tucks in the United States Army BMW in the outside zone 2. Settle, set it and forget it. Right there, bouncing his way, hop, skip, and a jump. Little pogo ball for those that have a bad back now. You're old enough to remember. Into that last outside zone 3. There goes Dan Burkett, Rad Industries. Boom. Looks like they got that grip. Bumper, he bashes it in. I don't know if that's going to favor well for him.
We've been chasing a front pressure issue all damn weekend, and we swapped pumps a few times, changed some other things, did some tuning things, and we checked everything so far. We thought we fixed the issue going into seating. Obviously, it somehow got worse. And now we're going over everything in the fuel system to find the problem. We haven't found anything concerning yet, which means it's probably somewhere we can't see. And I think it's a regulator, personally. So just to be cautious, pull the filters out. Filters were fine, put new filters in, and now we're putting a new regulator in as well. And then all the fuel lines look fine as well. Nothing was kinked, nothing at all. So plan is now, put the regulator in, set base pressure, get that all good and running, and then go to the dyno today with Preggy and diagnose some stuff, hopefully fix the problem. Go to the comp tomorrow and be successful. So he's doing good, I'm feeling good. Hopefully dyno goes well, we'll go from there.
Guys, so we just came out with this new shirt. Spectre. Dude, that's sick. Yeah. It does have a Mark V. I prefer Mark IVs, but he's got a Mark V. Okay, we got distracted. We weren't here to talk about shirts. I gotta do the autograph signing. We got the car behind us on this little trailer. Thank you to Mike Knapp. And then he's gonna rip a couple pulls on a dyno, because that's how much he cares about the Supra. There you go. Because we don't wanna have any engine issues, so we're fixing it. Hi everyone, we're out here in St. Louis at Worldwide Technology Raceway. We're all lined up. It's pretty cool how they changed some stuff up where Pro lined up on these two, Pro Spec over here, so we can get here early and then they will funnel us in when it's our practice time. So we're out here, this is gonna be round 5 of the 2025 season, and this will be our last round for this video for the mid-season recap, so we get another chance to chase the points. We're just gonna have as much fun as we can on this track, stay focused. Hopefully the car doesn't throw us any special surprises. It might, it's a car. And we'll just drive hard, and the goal is to get as close to or on the podium as we can. We're about to go into the driver's meeting right now, then we get to hop in the car and put some laps in.
outside of a little bit of sprinkles on his windscreen. Now coming into the second outside zone. And there it is. John Nurse doesn't seem to be having any issues. Looks like he shook the cobwebs just out back and continues on here in this third outside zone. Ooh, and another driver gets into that third outside zone, as we saw earlier with Shanahan. Now coming to this last outside zone. There goes Brad Dan, and crossing the finish line up the bank.
Yeah, decision.
Slide him left and right for Dan Burkett. Dan Burkett gets the victory, advances.
Alright, so we're out here in St. Louis. It's hot, I'm sweating, and we're done drifting for the night. I'll see you guys later. Okay, we had fun in seating. It was raining, patchy, wet, patchy, wet, then almost dry, but still patchy in two small sections of the track. Kind of dangerous, but we made it. It wasn't like the cleanest driving on anyone's part because of like the patchiness. We had some really good lead runs, but chases are hard to like dial it in, and we got second. Hopefully there's no wet conditions on Saturday. You kind of won't know though till you get there, get to Saturday. It's good momentum going into Saturday. We got a lot of laps that other people did not get, so that's good. We didn't use that many tires, so there's a lot of pluses here. And we can sleep in a little bit because we don't have to be here at any set time tomorrow. We just got to come back tomorrow, dial the car back in, check the alignment, nut and bolt check, get everything ready for Saturday, say hi to the fans, which is you guys. Hopefully you're out here, and sell some merch, eat some food, then we go again on Saturday. Okay, so today is competition day here in St. Louis. Car's ready, guys got it dialed in. We got lots of seat time there on Thursday night, and we're ready for today. Let's see how far we can take it. grapes, but we got into the dirt in outer zone 1, and car went like maybe onto 2 wheels or something like that. I don't know, just tilted way back into this deep rut. I kept flooring it, trying to like climb back out, and it just took me the other way, and it felt like it wanted to catch, so I steered into it as to not roll. Hit the grass after that, and I'm like trying to handbrake to bring the front wheels back to like having some grip where I could direct the car. That wasn't happening. I went head on right into the tire wall, just never slowed down at all, just right into the tire wall. But like, I don't know, the tires don't hurt the car too much. They tweak and bend stuff, but we're getting it back ready to go, and we'll get back out there.
Initiating his first outside zone, that Mark IV Toyota Supra. Good, clean initiation, just really turning on the smoke machine in the second outside zone. So RCP brings it on in. He's back there quite a bit, so he is definitely fighting those banged up gremlins underneath the vehicle. Now coming to last outside zone 4, really almost tapping that wall, putting down one solid lead run.
All right, so the round at St. Louis is over. Top 32 battle, we went against Rome. Just trying to be positive here. It feels like we get into some controversial weird thing where they can't call it perfectly and it's like an unknown, and I feel like I'm getting screwed. The other person, I don't know what they feel like because I'm not living in their body, but like when you rewatch it, it's like Rome didn't pick up throttle until I bumped him, and then his hands steer down. This is my opinion, you guys can have your own. Then I do my lead run, one of my better runs of the whole weekend. No issues like to talk about there. In reality, like you could nitpick it, of course, it's drifting, but it's like in the 90s qualifying run, and Rome fails to initiate till like he's 2 car lengths into the zone, and they made us sit there when they're trying to make the judgment call for like 7 minutes. We both have our cars off. I'm like texting different drivers that are messaging me like, you got screwed, da da da. So it's like, why does this always happen to me? I don't know, guys, but they make us work for it. We didn't get what we wanted, we tried. You can bump me and I'm not gonna steer the wrong way. I'll drift into it if you bump me, and I'll keep driving. And my line won't be perfect, but the judges are watching, and let them decide how it goes. That's where we are with that. It's frustrating to walk away from St. Louis again like this. I'm told by the judges, I know there's a lot of talking, but I'm told by the judges, be aggressive, be as close as possible, because if the other car makes a mistake, you'll show that they made a mistake. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Supra's okay, got a little banged up. We're ready for Washington. We'll do a couple tweaks when we're there. The engine's healthy, the oil is healthy, trans and diff seem healthy. We did our checks, and we'll do alignment, set it up for Washington. We'll be ready there. So tune in for the next YouTube video, which will be the back half of FD, and let's keep pushing and see what we can get by the end of the season. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you guys.